Hi guys, Artiar here. So this will be the final video for the ESPER balance video before the patch, cause tomorrow afternoon for my time zone we will be having the new patch update, and I have two more ESPER that I haven't covered, which is Fumitsuki and Ophelia Changes. So I'll put two of them into this one video here, and then I'll break down their skills. So maybe you're wondering like why within this few days I've been spamming a lot of video about the ESPER changes instead of just making all ESPER in one video, because if you actually watch my previous video, I break down them into more detail and explain them into more details parts. So every single ESPER, or maybe some of them, let's say the Nora, Anna thing, and Fatima Ami one, there's a shorter version, then I'll put them into a one video, cause I want to break down as detailed as possible, or else maybe some of you guys will actually miss out what are the changes. Alright, so okay, so first thing, let's take a look at Fumitsuki. So Fumitsuki here have a major change. I would say that Fumitsuki is used from like an Ife tier thing. It's like useless ESPER when you don't really see Fumitsuki at all, right? But after these changes, I would say that she's one of the best, or maybe the best controller in the game. Right, so let's take a look here. So S1, nothing changes, the damage is still the same, there's still buff blocker in her kit, but what changes her is the passive. So originally, your Fumitsuki here is gonna have condition, so you need the target to have 30% HP below, then you can only trigger the passive, which is very hard to fulfill the condition. But now, they don't increase the condition, they just remove the condition and make it at the end of the combat. If Fumitsuki is not stunned, I think it's not stunned, okay? It's not stunned and doesn't have taunt on her, then she will launch a pursuit attack with her S1 ability. Okay, then it will also inflict stun on the target for one turn. It cannot miss, it cannot be resist. So no way this resist will fail, because you cannot miss, you cannot resist. And then this damage here, this passive to the moon, I would call it as Pew as well. You throw the bamboo to the enemy, you not just stun the enemy, you also buff block the enemy as well. Right. Then, not just that, if you have her R2, this bamboo cutter, the S1 here, will also dispel every single buff on that target before casting an ability. So even you have a protection of immunity, you will still get dispel, and then you get stun, and then you get buff blocker. But this dispel can be resist, because it didn't mention you cannot resist the dispel. Alright, so if your resist is high enough, you can resist the dispel effect from the R2, then you will avoid getting stunned from them, from Fumitsuki. And not just that, there's more. Look at the Divinate. The Divinate, after casting your S1, if you are D3, 100% chance of increasing that target ability cooldown by one turn. So Fumitsuki's passive will stun you, S1, buff block you, will dispel your buff, and increase your ability cooldown by one turn. It's like a higher version of Nusi with Tyrant set for free in her kit. Like Nusi, we use Nusi for the CD up, right? We use Nusi, if you put in Tyrant set, we use Nusi to stun them as well. Other than the CD reset, everything is in Fumitsuki kit now. And not just that. So if we take a look at the S3 now, S3, attack all enemy, inflict disease and crit rate down, which is the same, heals everyone, 15% of her max HP, still the same, but they changed the bamboo's effect. So now it will increase her resist plus 60%, defend plus 60%, and then dispel all her debuff from herself at the start of their turn. So she will always dispel her debuff when she takes her turn. Okay, so this is the double-edged sword. So if you have bamboos at her combat, so you dispel debuff, right? So this dispel debuff thing will kind of trigger the Chuyao's R4 effect, or maybe tricky passive effect. Then you get stunned, and because it becomes a stone, then you cannot cast this effect. So it's a double-edged sword for the S3 effect here. But if we don't cast S3 and we just rely on this passive, it's a very crazy thing. And then let's take a look at the Rezo. So R2 here I already covered, which is the dispel or buff. And then if we take a look at R6, at the start of the round, she'll instantly get this effect. And then casting this ability no longer grants bamboo. So R6 effect here doesn't change too much, just that she will always have 60% resist, 60% defense for free, and then dispel all the debuff from herself at the start of the combat. So I would say the most major change on Fumitsuki will be her R2 effect. It will dispel all buff on the target before casting an ability. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the combat and show you how Fumitsuki skills. So my Fumitsuki in PTR server, this video is recorded on PTR server, is R0 if not mistaken. Yeah, R0. In my own account, my Fumitsuki is R-1 because I don't have Fumitsuki. I skip her. The only two Esper in my account that I don't have is Fumitsuki and Fatima because I skip both of them. Right, never mind. I'll just take off the equipment. Alright, so what happens is if I put them lower level. Alright, so whenever they take an action, and then after they take that action, they'll instantly get stunned. They hit me, pew. Hit me, pew. Okay. No matter he hit me or not, you always get pew. But you can see just now my Fumitsuki didn't cast any action. It's because my Fumitsuki get taunt. So Fumitsuki here will get counter by Esper like Tolan, Esper like Suje, this kind of Esper that can apply taunt to her, or you can control her, then she is not able to apply the passive. But let's say if I put up immunity on her, she won't get stunned now, right? As long as they end their turn, then all of them will get control. And this control is 100%. It's a non-miss, non-dispel. So you can just keep on throwing all those debuff on to them without any worrying. But the thing is, if they are getting stunned and they end their turn, it won't trigger because it will not consider them taking an enemy turn. Okay, so you have to wait them take their action again, then you can reapply, right? So let's say my Clara just do her stuff, take action, pew. Take action, pew. No matter who are you, as long as you take your action, then you'll get stunned and getting buff blocked. Alright, now imagine if I have the Divinate, I can still CD up you. If I have R2 effect, I can also dispel you. Alright, so I can put up more debuff on them, crit rate down, and also disease. Alright, then I can just hit something and wait them take their action, and then I'll follow up with more pew. Alright, S1. Right, S1. Okay, so it becomes an infinity stun bot. So this thing here will also synergize with Feng Shun as well, because the Fumitsuki herself is not using passive damage to trigger, because Fumitsuki here is using passive to let her cast S1. So indirectly it's actually casting an S1. So this S1 here will trigger Esper like Feng Shun that will pursue at S1. Right, so let's say something like this, right? So I apply my passive first, so I can able to pursue with my S1. Okay, they take an action, S1, Feng Shun follow up. You take your action, I S1, Feng Shun follow up. Will become an auto bot, and this Feng Shun follow up damage thing is considered as enemy turn. So my Feng Shun, if let's say it's R4, I will also have increased damage because it's outside of their turn. Okay, and not just that, every damage here will also have follow up damage. So let's say if I put in Suje. Okay, Suje here as a passive damage dealer. So I can do, let's say, S1 first. Alright, put up the buff. Right, come on, take your action. S1. S1 will also apply the true damage on the enemy turn. Something like that. Okay, so it will become a very annoying Esper, I would say, because it will apply a lot of control and dispel and also CD up all those stuff. Okay, but the way to counter her is to stun her, or getting her to become, or taunt her, or getting her become stone. Okay, the next one here is Ophelia. So Ophelia Changes, Divinate is nothing changed, it's still increasing her S1 damage. And then the changes is S1 here added a new effect which can steal buff. So every single hit on Ophelia now, the S1 have the chance to steal buff. Why am I saying chance? Because it can be resist, it can be missed as well. Alright, then another changes is at her S2. So S2 here, if she don't kill the enemy, this one, if the enemy is not killed, gain a shield, right? And it will reset this ability cooldown. So you can spam the S2 again. And then another changes is at the S3 effect here. the S3 effect here will have R0, the self-build itself is already going to be 4 hit instead of 3 hit, and every single hit here will not have damage reduced already, because previously the more S1, after the S3, the more S1 you deal, all the S1 is getting lower damage and lower damage. So they are no longer lower damage now, so your S3 damage here we have how many percent? 270%, right? 270%, and then you follow up with 4 hit of S1, which is 130%. Every single 4 hit here will apply bleed and also steal buff, and this skilling here will skill with the divinity here. Divinity here with enemy HP is below 100%, which you will be below that 100%. And then the S1 final damage plus 30%, and then the R1 effect here, elegant strike here, will also increase the final damage here by 10%. So your S1 here is going to be very pain. Imagine you put your Ophelia with Brawler set, will further increase the damage. Okay, then Rezo wise, this one, after attacking, if enemy have 3 or more debuff, your butterfly dream cooldown minus 1 turn. So you can do like S3 debuff, right, on the enemy. So let's say you put the enemy debuff on the enemy first, so it will be 3 turn, and then the enemy have debuff, it will become 2 turn cooldown. Okay, then this one here, R6 effect, I'm not able to show you guys today this one, but I think you already get the point, which is after you kill an enemy when you're using a pursuit damage, then you reset the pursuit attack. So if you have 4 hit, then when you kill one enemy, then it will reset it back to 4 hit. So you keep on bonking them with your Ophelia's weapon. Alright, so let's take a look here. Alright, so I put some buffer here just because I want to show you Ophelia's is scaling with her Brawler set effect as well, because Brawler set is a basic ability, final damage plus another 15%. So Divinate will add more damage. The Rezo here will add more damage to her S1. And then Brawler set will add another 15% basic ability damage, and also constructive casting a basic ability will further increase its damage plus 10%, which makes her damage even higher. But to make Ophelia to cast more S1, because I didn't use Ophelia for a very long time already, I actually forgot that she have to have buff condition on her. You see, the total number of Ophelia own buff plus the target's debuff. So got one time when I do live stream, I'm like, why my Ophelia is not doing extra pursuit? Is because I didn't apply buff on her. Alright, AP push first. Then I AP push again. Alright, so let's test on this target here. So if I cast S3, do damage, then I'll follow up S1. First hit is 9008. My second hit is higher because of the Brawler set increases the damage. So that's why Brawler set will be benefit her damage even higher. So your S1 here is no longer just 130%, because your Divinity here will provide another extra damage. The Rezo here provide extra damage. The Brawler set here will also increase your extra damage as well. So yeah. So I would say Ophelia final set now is gonna be Thunder set plus Brawler set, and then with all this resetting, so imagine your Ophelia is R6. If you manage to kill within your pursuit damage here, then it will reset all your pursuit and go for the next enemy with another 4 hit. This PTR server here doesn't have R6, so I'm not able to showcase this one. Then the next one I want to show you is the S2 effect here. Right, so let's say I hit this guy and then I'm not able to kill, right? So not able to kill, but my S2 got resetted fully, so I can recast this, and then I get another one tick shield here because I failed to kill. Right, hit me. Okay, S1, S2. Okay, not able to kill. CD reset, and I gain a shield here. Right, something like that. So that's all for the changes for Ophelia. I would believe that when Ophelia reach until R6, if your Ophelia is R6 Ophelia, then it would be a very fun Ophelia if you build her with Thunder set and Brawler set. If you have her DVD and her res at least D3, then it will be a very fun showcase. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is Gen MP, Rosas15, Molcode Regally, The Bluest Lane, Pigeon Roulette, Kemi, thank you so much for the support. And for the supporter and patron of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Agni, Code Wilderness, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwatts, Rimu, Choni, Von Hexa, Rawson Bessie, Antonio Winterspoon, Marilyn Williams, and Uncle Chad. Thank you so much for the support. And that's not all. Also, special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat, the latest 10. So special thanks to Pigeons Roulette, Acne, Ziggy, Code Wilderness, Choni, and Rosas15. Thank you so much for the support and hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.